Hi, I'm Francesca Polino, a senior in the Williston Scholars Language class. I studied French this trimester, and today I will be presenting to you a project on French and English sports commentary. So for my why, I've been studying French since the 7th grade, and I've loved learning more about its history and its rich culture. And I wanted to take this class to continue my studies and dive deeper into how French has been relevant in my life. As an avid sports fan and soccer fan, I wanted to base my project off of something that could highlight both interests. Luckily, I was able to come up with a project that has shown both very well. So to begin my project, I began my project this trimester by researching the history of American and French sports commentary and analyzing the technology that was used. As I finished researching the history of American commentary, I realized that this research was not the most relevant to my topic and took up too much value time that I would have rather used on other information for my topic. So I searched for a soccer game to compare in English and French afterwards. I looked for a game that was the same in English and French to get the most accurate comparison between the commentary. And I watched the 2018 World Cup final between France and Croatia, which gave me a perfect comparison. While I watched the video in French, there are a few things that stood out to me right from the bat. The first thing was the most apparent, which was the expression and the emotion the commentators showed. When a key moment happens in the game, like a goal saved, or a good move, the commentators would get very loud and excited while describing these events. Along with this, I noticed that the commentators spoke the entire game, even if there is not a significant event happening or highlight to share. They would talk about things the entire time, like the players, the team, their experiences playing soccer, and more, to ensure that there would be no silence over the entirety of the game. And while I analyzed this film in English, I noticed that there actually weren't as many differences as I thought there would be. However, I did notice that the commentators were less obviously loud and expressive as the French had been. The description and words used between the two were very similar, and the main difference came to be the tone, emotion, and the frequency of speaking. The English commentators spoke a little bit less and would talk about various topics unrelated to soccer as well. They would talk about other soccer games going on that day or in the coming days, along with the one that they were currently watching. So on to my challenges doing this project. My biggest challenge from the start was choosing a topic. As Ms. Kokoska knows, choosing a topic was definitely the most difficult, as I struggled to find a topic that would incorporate the French language well. I didn't want to present a piece that was just a regular research project, so I had to get creative to show my vision in my final product. As well as my vision, finding sources and videos to give a fair comparison was also really difficult, as I found minimal sources that were exclusively in French. Because of this, I ended up having pretty much all of my French sources as videos, while all of my written sources were only in English. As well as my research, I had to adjust using the technology that I used for my final product, and I'm personally not the best with technology, so this took a lot of time to put everything together. Not noted on the board, but one of my other biggest challenges was just translating all of it in French, because I'm not taking like a French class this year, and I haven't spoken French, as Ms. Brown knows, since last year. So dusting off like the rustiness and figuring out how I could translate it in the most effective way also took a lot of time. And after finishing my research, I wanted to share some useful terms that I found while watching the game with you guys. So, l'arbitre is referee, l'attaquant is a forward or attacker, l'avant-centre is a striker, carton rouge is a red card, carton jaune is a yellow card, coup de pied de coin is a corner kick, défenseur is defender, en faute is a fall, and gardien de but is goalkeeper. And this leads me into my final product, which was commentating the boys varsity soccer game versus Millbrook Academy. Shout out Miss Muscari. I specifically chose this game because there are a lot of great highlights for me to commentate since the boys took home such a big win. To make my final product, I first watched the highlight video over a few minutes to gather ideas on what I was going to say. And then I made a written script in English to put my ideas down before translating my ideas into French. After finishing my translation to French, I used a website called Screencast-O-Matic to record myself speaking over the highlight video. I first had to cut out all of the original sound while I was watching the video and then add what I was going to say over it in a recording. And yeah. It's still loading. I have the video pulled up.
You have to get out of your presentation and hit escape.
Mm-hmm.
Depuis la première période, les Wildcats courent à but. Le ballon est envoyé à Vargas qui cherche l'occasion de marquer. Vargas frappe et c'est bon. Les Wildcats obtiennent le premier but. Millbrook est fort. Millbrook frappe et ce n'est pas bon. Le ballon est gardé par Sternini alors la défense des Wildcats termine le travail. Une autre opportunité se présente et Millbrook frappe à nouveau. Cette fois, c'est directement dans la main de Sternini. Wilson envoie le ballon sur le terrain et le frappe en face de la cage de Millbrook. Pour trouver Gonzalez qui frappe de la tête dans le but pour un autre. Le capitaine Aaron Gonzalez atteint sur la ligne pour un penalty. Le coup de pied est bon, une autre pour les Cats. Le ball est envoyé de voler par Millbrook et s'est frappé dans une autre partie du but. Il essaie de tirer, ne réussit pas. Encore un arrêt de Sternini. Wilson prend le ball sur le côté et centre. Le ball avoir la chance d'ajouter un autre but. Le ballon trouve Avi Packer qui le place dans le côté. Le ballon est frappé sur le côté dans un groupe de personnes devant. Wakabayashi a le ballon et il donne un coup de pied au-dessus de la tête du gardien de Millbrook. Millbrook a une autre occasion de marquer et le ballon est croisé en face. Il manque le ball, mais le gardien excellent but, Alessandro Sternini, n'a pas de mal à arrêter.
Okay. And I would also like to give special thanks to my teacher, Ms. Kokoska, who made all of this possible. I'd like to thank you for your guidance and support along the way and bearing with me through all of this. I also would like to give a big thanks to Ms. Brown, my mentor, who helped me with all of my French and who was willing to fine-tune this project with me. And my last thank you goes to Ms. Vichet, who helped me find the technology that I used for my video and helped me use it along the way. Thank you.
Can I just see the first couple slides and then come following?
No questions. This shows my ignorance, I suppose, but in Italy, I think when they want the ball, they go deep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here too?
Yeah, not in English, but in the French videos that I watched.
You didn't want to replicate that in your commentary?
Not exactly.
Not exactly, no.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Maybe a two-part question, but which version, as you were reviewing that World Cup game, the English version or the version commentated in French, did you like better? And then watching the version or listening to the version in French, were you able to keep up with what the commentators were saying? Because even in English sometimes I think it's probably hard if they're just talking. I'm just curious about what you think.
I actually did like watching it more in French better because actually the original video that I saw was in French. I actually had to take like extra time to be able to like find it in English because the original video was like broadcasted on French TV. So I liked it more in French. I thought it was more interesting, but it was definitely a lot harder in French. I had to use the speed of the video and slow it down and add subtitles to make sure I was getting everything because they speak very fast.